Sonny Gray was once a staple in the Athletics rotation. The former All-Star was dealt last year and now dons the pinstripes for the New York Yankees. Tonight, Sonny takes the hill to face his former team in the Bronx. New York has been the talk of baseball as the Yankees are red hot, winners of 17 out of their last 19. The A's make their first trip to the East Coast and will look to slow down the Bronx Bombers. Game 1 of 3, A's Yankees starts right now. Well, game 1 of this 10-game East Coast road trip has the Athletics at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. It's game 1 of a 3-game series. A's Yankees coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Saying the Yankees are hot right now, well, that would be an understatement. They are smoking hot. They got the best record in the major leagues, tied with the Boston Red Sox. And right now, they're the talk of baseball because they're playing great, Ray.
17-2 in their last 19 games. They're scoring runs. They're pitching. They're getting hits with runners in scoring position. Surprise last night when they almost had to come back. They didn't win the game. But Aaron Boone, their new manager, first-year manager, out of the broadcast booth to the dugout. He's done a tremendous job with a very good team. But as we talked about, a lot of pressure on the New York Yankees and Aaron Boone to win it all, not just get to the postseason.
All right, Kendall Graveman back from the minors. He made a couple minor league starts. And, hey, Kendall, get up here and face the Yankees, all right? Let's go.
You get up here and face the Yankees with your former teammate on the other side and a good friend. That is Sonny Gray. But Kendall Graveman, ecstatic to be back. He was working on some things before he was optioned to AAA. Got a chance to make a couple of starts. He realized that Colorado Springs, the ball carries very well, as we all know that. But for Kendall Graveman, he gets a chance to come back to the big leagues. Let's hope he stays, and the little things he's working on should help him tonight.
All right, so he's trying to get that first win, and indeed, he will be opposed by Sonny Gray. He still looks a little bit strange wearing the pinstripes, but he is going to look for his 3rd win of the year. And how about this? One of the guys Sonny was traded for, Dustin Fowler, is in the A's lineup tonight playing center field. We'll be back. Huge crowd expected tonight as they're filling up the upper deck, which is a good sign. So it should be a fun night of baseball. It's the A's and the Yankees, the first of 3, and of course the first of this big 10-game road trip for the Athletics. Game time weather for tonight is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. Beautiful night, 70 degrees, really not much humidity at all, just a light breeze. There's a little concern about maybe some rain tomorrow and Sunday, but I don't know that it's going to be a huge amount. But right now, it is a very nice night. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Oakland Athletics, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Here it is. Marcus Semien at short, Matt Joyce in left, Jed Lowrie at second, and Chris Davis is the cleanup hitter. Then it's Olson, Chapman, Lucroy, Canna, and down at the bottom is the center fielder, Dustin Fowler.
And on the mound is a familiar face. His number is 55 now, not 54 when he's with the Athletics, but this name remains the same. And it's Sonny Gray as he makes his start against his former team tonight. And his good friend, Kendall Graveman, brought back to the ball club. We'll talk about him in a moment. But for Sonny Gray, he is 2-2 with a 6 ERA. Well, the very powerful lineup that he has behind him. The Cap, I think the biggest thing tonight is his catcher, Mr. Romine.
It's Gardner, Hicks, and Judge in the outfield. Andujar, Gregorius, Torres, and Walker on the infield. And there is Austin Romine. So we're set to go as Marcus Semien steps in. Sonny Gray lining up. And we're set.
I wonder how Sonny's handling the roll call.
Yeah, roll call just getting started. First pitch of the game is in for a strike to Marcus Semien, so we're underway from Yankee Stadium.
There's the roll call. They are at it in right field. The bleachers in right field. They have the judge's chamber, and all things are good for the Yankees as they are playing extremely well.
Yeah, I think you could say that.
Jen, I mentioned about Austin Romine, and I say that because Gary Sanchez is a very strong hitter, a very strong thrower. But what we saw last year with Romine, especially with Tanaka pitching, he blocked every splitter in the dirt. For Sonny Gray to be successful, he has to throw the hard curveball in the dirt. He has to have somebody to block it, and Romine is capable of doing that.
So there's the difference you're talking about with Sanchez as a catcher. Sonny Gray 5.94 ERA with Romine 2.78. So there has to be something to that.
Well, there's a lot to it. We talked about Sean Manaea with Jonathan Lucroy not shaking him. It's the same thing. The relationship that these two have together, that whatever Sonny sees Romine called, he's going to throw it.
Gregorius drifting, and he makes the catch, and that's the first out of the ball game tonight. Umpires tonight. That's Marvin Hudson. He'll call balls and strikes. James Hoy is at first, Quinn Walcott at second, and Jeff Kellogg is at third. Kellogg is the crew chief.
Well, it's just a straight DD.
Yeah, they keep it simple for Didi Gregorius. So here is Matt Joyce stepping in. So the first pitch to Matt Joyce is a bit outside.
Now the A's need to get Matt Joyce, see the 191 batting average, couple of home runs, and as we have mentioned often, a career year last year for Matt Joyce, most home runs ever in a career. And one thing that you have to really not think about as a left-handed hitter is the short porch in right field. We say it often, but as a left-hander, you just have to think you're going to be pitched outside. That's the way to do it. Straight up defense against Matt Joyce. Hicks in center, slightly towards right center.
Good curve from Sonny Gray. Drops in 1-2 to Matt Joyce.
Well, it's a curveball, a signature pitch for Sonny Gray, and this is thrown for a strike. It wasn't thrown as a chase pitch. We might see the chase now. There it is.
Good call. And it drops a little bit low. Pitchcast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
But you can see Romine just very casually blocking that ball, and you know, it's something, the confidence that the pitcher has in a catcher. And Romine is a very good catcher. He may not hit as well as Sanchez, but what he does behind the plate, the ERA with him behind the plate is exceptional, but confidence also.
Shallow right, Judge hustling in. Yeah, and that may be the biggest thing. If Sonny Gray feels confident with Romine back there, then really that's all the difference you need. Well, tonight, any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. So 2 outs here in the top of the first, and Jed Lowrie steps up against Sonny Gray. Lowrie at .338 with 8 homers, 32 runs batted in. He has faced Sonny Gray 10 times in his career. He's 2 for 10. On base percentage right at .400. He leads the American League in RBIs. He's second in hits. 8th in on base percentage. 8th in slugging.
It's a very good year for the second baseman, Jed Lowrie.
Two and one now to Jed Lowrie.
It's what he throws. Fastball is a good one, and he'll throw the curve and the slider. A few change-ups, a few cutters, but primarily the fastball. Just like that.
94 miles an hour right on the outside corner. So 2-2 the count. On deck is Chris Davis, hoping to get a chance to hit here in the very first inning. Toward the left field line, Gardner drifts over there. Fair territory, he's got it. Side retired. So Sonny Gray has a 3-up, 3-down first inning. And Kendall Graveman back to work when we come back. Back in the big leagues, and he's ready to see if he can slow down this Yankees lineup. And here it is. Yankees lineup looks like this: Gardner, Judge, Gregorius, Stanton, Hicks, Walker, Andujar, Romine, Torres. That's the Yankee starting lineup.
And welcome back, Kendall Graveman, the familiar number 49, and back on the mound for the Athletics against the Yankees. And it was April the 26th. He's optioned AAA after a very good start at Texas against the Rangers. Working on some things, and one of them is not the full windup, kind of glove in front of his chest as it is right now, and then lets it go. Let's hope he has a good night.
Facing the veteran Brett Gardner. Gardner at .208, a homer and 13 RBIs.
He would be considered a table setter. The guys following him are the big bashers, because really they usually have the first and second hitters are your table setters, but in case of the Yankees, with Judge hitting second, kind of changes everything. He is a big man. We go as in between he and Stanton. But from Kendall Graveman's standpoint, he is capable of going through this lineup and not really thinking about anybody in the lineup except the guy at the plate. Right now, it's Brett Gardner trying to keep him off.
So 3-1 to Gardner. Bob Melvin looking for a good road trip, and if you have a good road trip, give this team a little confidence. That one in there for a strike. 3-2.
I think the interesting thing we talked about with the Astros series that the A's are playing better against teams other than the Western Division. And while it's good against some tough teams in the Eastern and Central, you have to play well against the team within your own division because you play them a lot.
Simeon charges, throws to first, and they get Gardner one away. A's defense tonight has Joyce in left, Fowler in center, Canna in right. Chapman, Simeon, Lowrie, and Olson on the infield with Jonathan Lucroy doing the catching. No, it's great to see Dustin Fowler in the A's lineup. We've talked a lot about him, Ray, in spring training. He's out there.
Well, there's the judge's chambers, and there's Dustin Fowler at center field, place that he probably dreamed of playing but never got a chance. He was in right field in Chicago, banged up his knee. Now he is back in center field playing against the team that traded him to the Athletics.
2-0 the count to Aaron Judge.
There's a little cut fastball from Kendall Graven, a good pitch for him, the outside part of the plate. This man is a monster.
In first strike. So 1-2 to Judge. Judge at .311 with 9 homers and 28 RBIs. And he swings and misses. Nasty pitch from Kendall Graven. So let's take a look at this Dustin Fowler injury. Again, very first inning of his first big league game.
That was in Chicago, man. And that was it. Banged the knee and went after a foul ball. And then he collapsed because the knee went down his knee. And it's Joe Girardi, the manager for 10 years in the Yankees. And before he could go to the plate one time, he was out, traded to the Athletics. And here he is in an A's uniform, Yankee Stadium.
Chapman throws to first, and they get Didi Gregorius, and let's hope Kendall Graven's okay. He's trotting off the mound, so we'll keep an eye on that. He has a 3-up, 3-down first inning. Bullpen, that's probably not what we really wanted to see. We'll show you the comebacker, Kendall Graveman, that ended the bottom of the first inning.
Let's hope it's precautionary, that maybe get somebody up just in case. McKendall, when he did run off, he ran down in the dugout, then down the steps into the clubhouse area. And Lou Trevino is going to be maybe up. We'll see, as Jeremy Dowdle just kind of gave his hands like, I don't know. Maybe they're saying just in case.
So we'll keep an eye on that. 1-1 to Chris Davis. Olson to foul, and then Chapman here in the second inning. Sonny Gray. 3-up, 3-down first inning. Chris Davis at 215 with 9 home runs. This is the ball off the bat of Didi Gregorius. Looks like maybe the right leg, right?
Right leg, yeah, that's what it looked like. And he just started running the dugout. Check the right leg as he follows through. Right on the shin.
So 3-1, and this is when Graveman got into the dugout.
Bob Melvin immediately, and he goes down the steps past Scott Emerson in towards the clubhouse, and following him, the manager and the pitching coach.
3-1 pitch is hit in the air, right center field. That it's hit pretty well.
Yep.
Hicks is at the wall, and that baby's gone.
Way back. It's all right. Throw it back. He'd love a souvenir.
Now that's a vintage Davis home run right there. Deep right center field. Pitch probably mid to maybe outer half of the plate.
And you know, Kipe, the key there was the count. 3-1. Here comes the fastball. 3-1, and elevated just perfect at 94 for Chris Davis. And Sonny Gray knew the sound. He saw it momentarily. And this is not just in the bullpen. It's over the bullpen in right center. And that's not an easy shot. Way up above the bullpen in right center. That is the Yankees bullpen. So Chris Davis. That's big time. Big boy home run.
So number 10 for Chris Davis. So an early 1-0 lead for the Athletics.
Well, you saw the total number of home runs, and of course Stanton was the DH tonight for the Yankees, top of the list. But KD just continues to hit. 42, 16, 43, 17, 10 already now.
And Matt Olson, a line drive to right field for a hit. And Olson is going to think about trying for second and then stop and go back to first. So base hit for Olson.
Now, we talk about Minute Maid Park, where Josh Reddick, left field, is playing left center. Well, you watch this ball down in the corner, a hanging curveball at just 82 miles per hour, but Matt Olson stays back, then goes forward, but hooking it down the right field line. You're thinking, I can go for 2, but watch Judge cut the ball off, get to it quickly, and get it back in. Very strong arm, very good defensive player. Might as well not test that arm in right field. Remember, it's a short porch in right field.
Aaron Boone, 18th manager to have also played for the club he's managing.
Yeah, a huge home run against Tim Wakefield. A game winner that sent the Yankees the World Series.
First pitch to Matt Chapman. Called a strike.
Yeah, Cap, I was talking to Aaron Boone because his dad, of course, Bob, great catcher, great manager. His grandfather, Ray Boone. So there's a lot of generations of actually only 3 generational player between his grandfather, father, and now he, according to his brother Brett. But I asked Aaron, I said, do you talk to your father? He says, you know, we've talked baseball our whole life. There's Ray Boone, of course, an all-star, played for the Tigers. Then Bob Boone, Phillies, won the World Championship there. Brett with the Mariners, and now Aaron with the Yankees, and the manager. But you know, when you have baseball conversations with your dad, it doesn't have to be about managing. And Bob was a very successful manager.
That one is belted to center field. Hicks going back, and that baby's gone. 2-run shot for Matt Chapman.
You know, the 3-1 count with Chris Davis, that's acceptable. But whenever you get 0-2 to Olson with a base hit, you get 2 strikes on Chapman and a home run. That's something that the A's are extremely happy about, and especially when the ball hit out to left center by Matt Chapman. And here's your pitch on 0-2, high fastball. And it sounded good. You can see Sonny Gray with that disgust look on his face. Okay, how about this? It's Mother's Day on Sunday. For Matt Chapman, it's his mother's birthday, his father's birthday today, and tomorrow Mother's Day on Sunday.
Really?
So happy birthday, Mom and Dad. If he does nothing else this weekend, he's accomplished a lot for his parents.
He's got to hit one each day.
But that's pretty neat. I said, here it is, of course. So Matt Chapman with Mom and Dad birthday, and of course Mother's Day, a huge day, and Matt Chapman has already given him a great gift.
So 3-0. The A's lead on a couple of home runs here in the second inning. Lowrie swings and misses.
Oh, just a high fastball. This is just power. And Sonny Gray trying to go up the stairs, up the ladder a little bit, and this ball crushed to left center. And remember, this is a big yard, 399 left center, and the dimensions are unbelievable. Kendall Graveman said, "I'm going to come back out."
Petit Gregorius has it, throws low, but Walker grabs it. Lowrie is out. That's the first out here in the second inning. And there's Kendall Graveman.
Yeah, I think the type of player and person he is, regardless of the A's scoring 3 runs now, if he could pitch, he's going to. And limping slightly, but the one thing about Kendall Graveman, he's a ground ball pitcher. He got the first one, and of course the last one. Struck out Judge, but then got the ground ball, the one that hit him on his right shin.
Well, it looks like he's gonna give it a shot anyways.
Well, you see him up on the right foot. It's his push off. If it's his right leg, that would be the push off leg. Either way, for a pitcher, landing or pushing off is going to affect it.
Canna rolls it foul, so quick 0-2 to Marcana. Canna 5 homers, 13 RBIs. Playing in right field tonight. He's been playing obviously a lot of center field. Just off the plate. Sonny said, "I'm not going to groove another 0-2 pitch."
Yeah.
Toward left field, Gardner's there. And Gardner grabs it for out number 2, and here's Dustin Fowler. So probably a big moment for Dustin Fowler.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a nice little round of applause.
And his family, and talking to John Flaherty, does the TV work for the Yankees. He said he was at the game, and he said, "Tell you what, he's a talented young player." So while he's missed the second half of the season, and spring training, probably could have made the club out of spring training, but needed some at bats, so he went to AAA, and that's what he did in 30 games. 3 home runs, 16 batted in, hitting over 300.
Good swing, fouls that one back, and it's 0-2. So facing the guy he was traded for, Sonny Gray. How about that?
Yeah, but I think the one thing about Dustin Fowler is that he's a true center fielder. He's played the position, and that makes a big difference, because we've seen some guys play center field who have been out of position a little bit when it comes to playing the center field spot. But it's such an important position defensively. You'd like to have somebody who is familiar with the area take charge.
And a swing and a miss by Fowler. So that will do it for the A's, but they get a solo home run by Chris Davis, and they get a 2-run homer by Matt Chapman. So a good top of the second inning. The A's lead at 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. Giancarlo Stanton is a bit inside, so Kendall Graveman back out there. That's the good news. Hopefully it doesn't tighten up on him.
Yeah.
Stanton, broken bat, slowly hit. Chapman scoops, Chapman juggles, and Stanton's aboard. So it's going to be a base hit. It's a strange play. Stanton, big giant of a man, takes that huge swing, and he broke his bat. And the ball just dribbled up the third base line.
You see how he crossed the foul line? It's like he's a sprinter. He's going to pass off the baton because he carried it all the way down the line. I think if Matt Chapman comes up with it, he probably throws him out. He's great at doing that, but at that point got caught in the webbing. By the time he tried to transfer the ball, could not get it cleanly, and Stanton has an infield hit, the hardest hit 60-foot ground ball you'd ever see.
So here's Aaron Hicks. Hicks, the switch hitting center fielder. Bunts it, but he bunts it foul right near the A's dugout. Drops into the second row of fans. Hicks at 225. He's got a couple of home runs.
You know, you would think if Chapman's playing in the shortstop position, he's playing even with the bag at third base, and Hicks trying to bunt, and maybe he's trying to bunt it hard enough to get it past Graveman and to the left of Chapman, or right.
Hicks with a pop-up. Chapman over, and he's got room, and he makes the catch. So one away here in the bottom of the second inning. And here comes Neil Walker. Neil Walker playing first base tonight. He signed kind of late, looking for a contract. Ended up signing with the Yankees the middle of March. First pitch is in for a strike.
Hey, you hear a lot about that, but you know, Greg Bird, we talk about. I mean, if he ever stays healthy, my goodness, they could have a very good lineup at first base with him.
Yeah, Greg Bird on the disabled list. Had ankle surgery in March. He's getting closer. Yankees DL situation has Bird. Remember Brandon Drury? Remember, pretty good all-around kind of a utility player. Got in a trade from the Diamondbacks. He's on the disabled list with migraine headaches, and he's been on the disabled list for really since the first week of April. They hope to get him back soon. Plays second base, third base. Fowler into left center field. Fowler's going to have enough room, and he makes the catch. So Walker put a little charge into it, but lots of room out there in left center. So 2 outs for Miguel Andujar, one of the terrific young players that the Yankees have. And with Drury on the disabled list, Andujar getting a chance to play every day at third base, and Gleyber Torres getting a chance to play every day at second base.
Gleyber Day.
Yep, he's pretty good. Big hop for Marcus Semien. He'll flip to second, and Graveman has a good second inning. Runner stranded, 3-0 A's after 2. The Oakland A's into your X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. If those gentlemen were at home, they may be doing that. Show me the Oakland A's. 3-0 the A's lead. Davis a home run and Chapman a home run in the second inning. Marcus Semien to lead it off. First pitch to strike. A's coming in with an 18-19 record, so a game under the 500 mark. They're 5 games back of the Angels and the Astros in the AL West.
What's very encouraging, you see a team for the first time, the Yankees, and to hear some of the, even Aaron Boone say, hey, A's are playing well. And, you know, that says a lot when an opposing team that is loaded like the Yankees and their manager, as well as other people, talking about how well the A's are playing. Sometimes a manager just does not want to get in the way.
That one is line just foul. So 1-2 the count. Some notes on Sonny Gray. First round pick of the A's back in 2011. His career numbers with the Athletics. 4 postseason start. Remember 2015, that was his best year. He finished 3rd in the Cy Young voting. Fowler, Mateo, and Caprellian were the 3 Yankee prospects that the A's got for Sonny Gray. Sonny cannot make this play. Gregorius picks it up, and he's not going to be able to throw it out. And Semien says, I'll take it. It's a base hit.
Yep, 2013 for Sonny Gray. That was against the Tigers. How about this one? If this is Torrey Hunter, watch this. Got him striking out. I like though when he brushed him back and he had a look at him, but he was outstanding. The A's needed to hit this victory. Got Cabrera. But I think one of the highlights for me in that series, in that game, when he brushed back Torrey Hunter and Hunter gave him that look and he just blew him away with about a 97. It definitely was his star season.
Line drive and a base hit to right field. Marcus Semien around second. He's going to go to third. There's the throw, and it's just a little bit late.
That's why you don't run on the man.
So the A's have first and third and nobody out.
Well, one of the things about the breaking ball, off-speed stuff, that was a high fastball able to get out in front. But from Sonny's standpoint, he needs to throw the hard curveball, keep the ball down, and he's leaving them up. The fastballs are being hit because he's elevated them. But watch this throw. Marcus Semien with a hard slide, trying to stay on the bag, which he did.
So up steps Lowrie, who hit a fly ball to left field to end the first. RBI opportunity for Jed. A little flare, that's going to work as it drops into left field. Semien hustles home, and the A's lead 4-0. And the Boobers are out here at Yankee Stadium, and they can only be booing at one person. It has to be Sonny Gray.
Yeah, for a while when Giancarlo Stanton struck out 5 times, they booed him mercifully. But for Sonny Gray, makes not a bad pitch with a breaking ball, and you make contact, good things that happen. Not able to handle the ball hit by Marcus Semien. This ball, the curveball, but it stayed up. It's not that good biting curveball that's down.
So Lowrie gets his 33rd RBI of the year, and here's Chris Davis, who homered in the second.
See that look on the manager Bob Melvin's face. It's that look of, I'll smile a little bit when the game is over if you still have the lead, as Chris Davis put the A's on the board in the first inning. 3-1 fastball over everything in right center field. Yeah. It's up near the roll call area.
On 1 to Davis. Judge backs up. Joyce is going to think about tagging, and then he may have seen that throw that Joyce.
That's a good idea.
Throw on Judge a couple of hitters ago. And Matt Joyce said, nah, you know, I'm good here. So 1 out, and that'll bring up Olsen. Well, that fits what's going on tonight. 189 the first time through the lineup, 370 the batting average for opponents the second time through the lineup for Sonny Gray. Sometimes things like that kind of hard to explain. He's given up the majority of his runs this year in the second, third, and fourth innings. Olsen takes a little bit high. And getting back to that Sonny Gray trade, Ray, the A's of course got Fowler. They also got James Kaprielian, a very highly thought of prospect right-handed pitcher who is had Tommy John surgery, and he's getting close. He's going to be pitching soon, but he has a chance to be maybe a front end of the rotation starter. He's very highly thought of. And of course Jorge Mateo, who we saw in spring training, the young middle infielder who is struggling some in AAA, but still he's only 22 years old, and he has that speed that very few players have.
Well, he'll bring that dimension that is kind of a lost art in Major League Baseball, and the A's have a chance to have the all-time greatest base stealer teaching Mateo, and then there's Ricky Henderson, of course. Had a chance to see Mateo a little bit in spring training, and I think we realize that young man can run. He can fly.
Yeah, you just probably got to be patient with him and let let the offense catch up with him a little bit. And again, still a pretty young player, but playing every day at shortstop for AAA Nashville.
Well, the biggest thing in today's world of young players, as badly as they want to get to the big leagues, you have to be able to determine as an executive, it's Billy Beane, David Forrest, Eric Kubota, the scouting director, can these young players handle being bad? I mean, basically, it's a negative. I mean, you're going to fail, and can they handle it? And sometimes you have to determine, can they do it if you bring them up? Because if you bring them up and they fail, sometimes they never really regroup and recover. That's why it's important for Kendall Graveman tonight to have a good start after being down in the minor leagues.
Walker knocks it down. He throws to Sonny Gray to get the out at first. A hard hit ball by Olsen. If Walker fields it clean, he's got a chance for double play, but it kind of knocked it down and then scrambled after it.
Well, Sonny Gray, as we know, is a great athlete. He's not one to not cover first base, and he got there easily for Walker to feed it to him to get the one out. Does put a couple of runners in score position, but I agree with you. If the ball is handled cleanly, he probably could have gone to second for at least the force there, maybe back to first base for a double play because Sonny Gray was there.
So 2 outs. Here's Chapman. Oh, a hit here would be nice. Chapman takes a little bit high, not by much. 2-run homer for Matt Chapman in the second inning.
Okay, if you think about the strong throw by Aaron Judge keeping Joyce at second base instead of first and third, 1 out, it's first and second, 1 out. At ground ball, of course, if the runner's held at first, that might have been a line drive out, but Judge's arm in right field kept Joyce at second, and who knows, if they don't turn the double play, the A's score another run. Matt Chapman is first at bat, high fastball, 0-2, and young man's strong, and he showed it with that shot.
His 7th home run of the year, now has 17 RBIs. Sitting on a 2-0 count, and here's the pitch in for a strike. 54 pitches, so a lot of pitches thrown by Sonny Gray.
Smart thing for Kendall Graveman to keep walking it off, trying to keep some circulation in the right leg where he got hit.
And now 2-2.
Yeah, if you look at big innings, big at bats, this is a big one for Sonny Gray because Matt Chapman can come through. It's a 2-run difference, and 4-0 could be 6-0 with one swing of the bat. That's assuming it's a base hit versus a 3-run home run. And this is where the confidence in his catcher to block the curveball is very important, especially with the runner at third base.
Romine does block it. Austin Romine.
And that's a hard curveball. Did not get the chase, the swing from Matt Chapman. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back with another one. Just the fact that first base is open and Lowrie in the on-deck circle, but it allows Sonny Gray to start fresh if he wants to try to get Chapman to chase a pitch.
So 3-2, 2 outs. Joyce, Lowrie are the runners. And he went off the plate with a breaking ball, so it's a walk to Chapman. It's the first walk issued by Sonny Gray. He has struck out one.
Yeah, that's a great patience by Matt Chapman. It's almost like the scouting report proved it right there, that if you get 2 strikes, be careful, because for him to have success, Sonny Gray needs to throw the curveball, throw it down, throw it to bite, try to get to chase. Most of them aren't strikes, as the last 2 were not.
First pitch to Lowrie. Here it is. And he drives one toward right center field, but it's going to hang up for Judge. And Judge, step in front of the warning track, makes the catch. Side retired. Lowrie, an RBI hit. 4-0 A's.
Is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
A's leading the Yankees 4-0. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Beautiful look at New York City. So Kendall Graveman will face Austin Romine, Gleyber Torres, and Brett Gardner. 8, 9, and 1 for the Yankees. Gary Sanchez, we talked about him, the other catcher. Terrific offensive player. He's getting the night off tonight.
Well, the day game after night game. Yankees playing a day game on Saturday, so more than likely the option was that let Romine catch tonight, catch the guy who seems to have success with.
Well, Romine is retired, and here's Gleyber Torres. It's our first look at this young man, Ray. A lot of talk about Gleyber Torres. People around baseball considered him maybe the top prospect in all of baseball. If not number 1, certainly in the top 3 or 4.
Well, he knows what it's like to win.
He does.
Ever since he's been here, it's all they've done.
He was acquired by the Yankees from the Cubs for Aroldis Chapman. That was in July of 2016. Wow. And he belts one. Left center field. Hit a long ways. Fowler's going to watch it go. Gleyber Torres with his 3rd home run of the year, and he took on the big part of the ballpark just like Matt Chapman did.
He does not get cheated, and the pitch left out middle of the plate and up a little bit at 95. And you know, for Kendall Graveman, at 95 it's good, but he'd prefer to have 92 in sync to get a ground ball like he did with Romine. But this ball hit very hard, big swing by Torres, and really no doubt.
So here's Brett Gardner. Well, the Yankees were in a great spot, Ray, when they had Aroldis Chapman, because I mean, everybody wanted him. They could literally say, that's the guy I want if you want Chapman.
That's right.
And the Cubs said, okay.
Helped him win a World Series, and
right.
came back to the Yankees.
So 2-0 now to Gardner.
And a strong young man who does not get cheated, and had a big walk-off. I mean, a lot of great historians are shocked with some of the things that have happened to this young Yankees team, some of the players and what they have done. Gardner not one of them with regard to the history, but young kid pitching. Of course, we just saw Torres.
So Gardner walks. So here's that full trade. Aroldis Chapman. Yankees get Torres, Warren, who's a pretty good reliever. He's on the disabled list right now. Billy McKinney, who used to be with the A's. He was a high draft pick for the A's. And Rashad Crawford. So 4 players, including Torres, for Chapman.
Who they re-signed.
So that worked out pretty good.
That worked out great.
And like you said, the Cubs, they won the World Series, and I don't think the Cubs had any intention of foul ball, had any intention of re-signing Aroldis Chapman.
That would have been a great double play if it had been fair, but unfortunately called foul by Jeff Kellogg. That Chapman making the play, of course, going across over the bag. He must have thought it was fair. He's going to do it anyway just to find out. That ball looked like it even landed inside the line, but I think Gardner was surprised the throw went to second. But it was called foul. It was foul.
So 0-1 to Aaron Judge. A little bit inside. Only strikeout for Kendall Graveman was Judge in the first inning. Rookie of the Year last year, Aaron Judge, of course, that was unanimous. He was 2nd in the league in MVP voting.
52 home runs, passing Mark McGwire for the most home runs as a rookie. Back with 49. As the Judge's chamber.
Got his own cheering section. There's a strike, so 1-2. Off the record, most home runs by a rookie in a season.
Mack had the 49 in 1987, missing the final day of the season in Chicago. It's a chance to hit 50, but Judge had a stretch where he seemed to strike out every at bat for a period of time last year in August, and still hit 52.
This year, 49 strikeouts and 31 walks, so a lot of both. And he takes outside, 2-2 to count.
See, that was the pitch last year when McCullers threw with the 23-24 consecutive breaking pitches. That's the ball he was hacking at, and out of the strike zone as that one was, but he took it, and maybe that's something that's he's increased his ability to recognize the breaking pitches out of the strike zone. That twirling of the index finger is a sinker.
And a good one.
See,
running down and in.
When a catcher wants a sinking fastball, usually just rotates the index finger. Straight one down is just a four seam, but watch this ball start in and then down and in. It looks good, but ends up being down and in. And see, if he could throw 95 with that sink, unlike what Torres hit at 95 straight, there's a difference of a strikeout, maybe a ground ball versus a home run.
So 2 outs, and here's Didi Gregorius, who hit that ball off of Graveman in the first inning. It was picked up by Chapman, who threw him out. Into center. Fowler going back quickly, and Fowler makes the catch.
See how simple it was? Easy, was it?
So Gleyber Torres with a home run to get the Yankees on the board. 4-1 A's after 3.
Plank in Jack London Square. All proceeds going to the Oakland A's Community Fund. You get unlimited games, drinks, and food. They're all included in your $100 entry fee for 21 and over. You have to be 21 or over. It's Thursday, May the 24th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Go to athletics.com/game night for more information. More information. Bob looks good there, doesn't he, Kate?
Mark Canha drives one. Gap left center, and nobody's going to get it. Bounces off the wall, and Canha has a double. So Canha went to the big part of the ballpark. He hit that ball well.
Yeah, we're talking in Oakland about like Catfish Hunter in his perfect game. As you take a look at this drive by Mark Canha on a fastball, but location a little bit too much to the plate at 92. But I thought it was interesting. Catfish said he'd like to throw batting practice because he knew what the A's could do or could not do when he faced them as a member of the Yankees. I don't know that what Sonny Gray is doing tonight. I don't know maybe how much he threw during spring training to some of these guys where are a little bit familiar, but I think it's a pretty good scouting report on him, especially the way he's pitching tonight. But granted, he is not hitting his locations,
no,
and that's one of the biggest keys for him tonight.
Right in the middle of the plate.
Yeah, too many really, and that's the difference really in the home runs that have been hit, especially the 0-2 fastball. Olsen was hitting the ball down the right field line. Of course, Matt Chapman with the fastball left center.
Blocked by Romine, and the count 1-1. Well, since the trade, Sonny Gray in the pinstripes has a 6-9 record with a 4.48 ERA. Now those numbers were 4 before tonight.
And you know, when you take the mound and you have this kind of offense, you got to be thinking, just keep it simple.
And there's a base hit. So Fowler's got his first big league hit.
Right.
And it came at Yankee Stadium. Maybe that's just the way it should be. Congratulations to the Fowlers.
Yeah, throw the ball in, Sonny.
Awesome.
Yep. Congratulations. He's trying to pull the ball to get the runner over. See how he extended out, and ends up getting his first hit. But I like the fact that he was situational hitting to make sure that he at least advanced the runner. And not only does that, gets the base hit. And that is, it's got to be huge. Atta boy. That's my boy. That's great.
Hopefully there's a whole bunch more.
I'm sure there will be. You know, just watching him in center field, that ball that was hit at the end of the bottom of the third inning. You know, he just glides like he knows exactly what he's doing.
Andujar's going to go to third and now to home, and the A's going to run. I think Andujar, he wanted a little bit of everything there, and he probably made a mistake because they had a runner in a rundown at third, but it ends up Canha scores and the A's get their fifth run.
Well, if you're going to go for two, you got to go. He looked at the runner, and he being the third baseman, Andujar, but all he had to do was go there. I mean, rule of thumb, nobody out, you go for two if you have a chance to do it, but you have to be committed to do it, and he was not. And with Torres going to the plate, but Mark Canha reacted. But you're right, if he had gone to the plate, he had the runner at third. It could have been first and second in 1 out, versus now the A's pick up a run.
They give Marcus Semien an RBI. That's his 15th, so 5-1. Yeah, I think what you said was perfect. You have to be committed to doing it, and
exactly.
if you don't, or you're not, then that's exactly what's going to happen.
I mean, they could have a run in, 2 outs, and be back in the dugout. You know, but by that
they could have cut down the runner at home.
Right, yeah, either way, but you have to be committed to the runner in third, get him out, first and second, 1 out, or take the double play, give up the run. But you need to get 2 outs or 1 out if it's going to be the runner going to the plate. But it was hit hard enough that it should have been a double play, 5-4-3. If it's a slow hit ball, the runner at third should not go because there's only a chance to get usually the runner at first. The A's will take it though.
Want to know to Matt Joyce? Joyce had a base hit in the third. He also hit a fly ball to right in the first.
Cap, I want to say, remember the 1967 World Series, the Miracle Red Sox? I want to say it was Zoyo Versalles who did something. It was a 1 out ground ball, should have been 2. He got the runner at second, threw home, and was safe instead of taking the double play to get out of the inning. And it turned out to be huge for the Red Sox. Right, Zoyo Versalles. You weren't even born then. I'm sorry.
Yes, I was. Wasn't he?
You're a young man.
He was either. I'm not saying I remember him, but he was either Rookie of the Year or MVP.
That's right.
Am I right?
Yeah, shortstop. Yeah. Zoyo Versalles. He and Sevar Tovar, twins.
1-2 the count.
He ended up on hard times, though, unfortunately. But he was a great player. But you know, just little things like that. But you know, you see somebody go and say, "Wait a minute, I got a chance." And you just think about this course different with nobody out.
Inside, not by much. 2-2 the count. Well, against this Yankees lineup in this ballpark, you probably want to continue to add on.
I think that's why the skipper, we had a shot of Bob Melvin following the Chapman home run. It's that look of, they know this is Yankee Stadium and this is an intimidation stadium.
And now it's 3-2. Sonny Gray had a 3-up, 3-down first inning, kind of breezed through it, but since then it has been a struggle every inning. Three, 2, 1 out. Runner goes. That's Marcus Semien, and it's a walk. You mentioned, Ray, about, well, having this Yankees offense. The manager has to think about that too. Like, listen, it's 5-1. It's only the 4th inning. We got to get somebody out there who keeps it where it's at, because our offense can score a whole bunch.
Exactly. And really, the best thing about the A's is Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, is visiting with Sonny Gray. But the best thing about the A's after the big home run by Torres, they come back and score 1 so far in this inning. And That's what you want to do, because you don't want to see them get the feeling they can come back. Is Sonny growing a mustache?
If he is, it's not working.
Remember, the Yankees they're a no facial hair team. Grow a mustache. We'll see. Sonny's that fair skin. Looks like there's a little bit of growth above.
So here's Lowrie, first and second, still only one out. And now there is action out in the Yankees bullpen. David Hale, right-hander. 69 pitches in 3 1/3 innings for Sonny Gray, and that pitch is low. Lowrie dropped a single into left field for an RBI in the 3rd inning. Shallow center field. Hicks is there. Hicks has it. So 2 away, and now it'll be up to Chris Davis. Chris Davis homered in the 2nd, his 10th of the year. He hit it to deep right center field.
That's one of the things Al Petit coaching first base for the Yankees. Remember, he was in a Yankees organization for a long time as a minor league manager, and of course they were looking to hire a new manager, and he was not even interviewed, and the A's are fortunate that he is now a member of the A's organization at first base. So it's got to be a little bit strange for him to come back to a place that had to wonder a little bit why at least he didn't get an interview. But we're in the number 41, that of Kurt Young, now with the Giants across the bay, but Al Petit coaching first. And see a lot of players, mostly staff, but Al Petit is always on the bench while the other team, opposing team, is taking batting practice, just to try to pick up something little that might happen.
Pop-up foul. He's been a terrific addition to the coaching staff.
Yes, he has. I asked him, you brought up the point about how he was instrumental in Jose Altuve signing with the Astros. I said, did you get a percentage of his new contract?
Even if it's a very small percentage.
That's right. Small percentage would have been just fine. But now Al was very happy to be part of that, and happy for Altuve, and he's happy to have him here.
Chris Davis grounds it in the hole, and Gregorius flips it to second, and that will do it for the A's. They get another run. Fielder's choice RBI for Marcus Semien.
presented by Lagunitas. Clear your calendar to be at the ballpark on Friday, May the 25th against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Enjoy Oakland's best fireworks, as always, with a Star Wars twist. Visit athletics.com/Star Wars to get started. First of 7 fireworks shows at the Coliseum, all extraordinary.
First pitch to Stanton, who's DHing tonight.
Remember, he had a closed stance, but I don't remember it being this exaggerated. That is an exaggerated closed stance.
Simeon has it. His Stanton gets jammed again. I think that's that good hard sinker by Graven coming in on the hands. And
well, he's 2 for 2. 2 bats. And you're right, Kite, because it is running. Watch this ball run in. And just shattered the bat. He had the baton in his hand again. Does he drop it? No. He's going to carry it all the way down the line. This time again, who's he going to pass it off to? That's Kitchen City.
So 1 away, and here's Aaron Hicks.
Well, so far, and granted, just 2 at-bats of a long weekend series against the Yankees and Giancarlo Stanton. But one of the things that's been important about the pitches, the location, which we talked about with Kendall Graveman, but also fastballs. He is a tremendous off-speed hitter. Giancarlo Stanton, but he's staying with the fastballs.
A little bit outside. Hicks fouled out to Chapman. That was in the 2nd inning. Aaron Hicks. There's a strike.
Yep, we had Kendall Graveman on the bus with us coming out from the hotel, and a chance to visit with him about his time in Nashville. And of course, he mentioned Colorado Springs, where ball really carries. But he said, yeah, I thought it was important to say, you know, when you get sent down and you're somewhat of a veteran, first thing he said, hey, the club's trying to win games, and I was not doing my part to try to help this club win. And the game that he pitched against the Rangers, he was working on some things, felt good, and then was sent to AAA. But a couple of starts, Cahill goes on the DL, and he's starting tonight.
Pitching with a 5-1 lead.
Sinker again.
One's hit hard. That's Lowrie with shift on. Simeon was over there as well, but Simeon playing in that short right field spot. So Lowrie positioned well, and the shift helps the A's there.
I always remember facing the great Tommy John, for which the Tommy John surgery is named after him. Yankee Stadium on a 3-1 similar pitch. You know what's going through my mind? Is he going to throw me a sinking fastball? And you know what I did? I beat it to the ground. Just the thought of what he might do, he beat it to the ground.
And even if you knew it was coming,
exactly.
It's still hard to get underneath.
Hard to do it. And same thing with Hicks. He threw him a 3-1 sinking fastball. He hit it right to the second baseman. But just the little things about what the ball can do when it moves, and it just have it in the back of your mind of what it can do, and that's just enough to defeat you.
0-1 to Neil Walker. Toward right center. And Canna says, I got it, and he does. So Kendall Graveman with a 3-up, 3-down inning. On to the 5th. A's up 5-1. PastimeGame.com and the NBC Sports app. Presented by your NorCal Honda dealers. A's leading 5-1, top of the 5th inning. Sonny Gray back out there. He'll face Olson, Chapman, and Lucroy. And Olson goes after the first pitch. Shallow left. And Gardner grabs it.
It was a Kendall Graveman type pitch with on two-seam fastball running away from Olson. So if you have any kind of movement and you can throw a first pitch fastball if it moves a little bit. That was a pretty good indication with that one.
Here's Chapman, a homer and a walk. Sonny Gray will be a free agent after next year. So the Yankees have him obviously this year and next year. His age, he's 28 years old. So he's in a good spot, Ray, but I think what he needs to do is show that he can get back to being a 190 to 200 inning a year guy. Would you agree? I mean, I'm saying if he wants to go into free agency in a good spot.
Right. But you know, I was talking to Scout tonight, and I thought it was an interesting point that he brought up. He says he thinks long term he's a good reliever. Back into the bullpen reliever.
We've heard that before.
Yeah. And I think what they look at is his size, stamina, and to your point about getting back to the 190, 200 innings pitched, I mean, you'd want to see that from a starter. But I still say if you can keep the damage to a minimum with this offense, I mean, he's pitching with a very good offense, and what Kendall Graveman is doing tonight so far has been outstanding because he's shut down a very good offense.
A's have 32 home runs on the road this year, third most in the majors. They have 44 total. Swing and a miss, so he gets Chapman swinging. Just the second strikeout for Sonny.
That's a curveball that Chapman took twice in his last at bat, and he is looking at jumbotron in center field as we show this curveball. See right there, it looks good, and then out of the strike zone. But if you could pick up the spin, it's going to break out of the strike zone. But while he took the two in his last at bat to draw the walk, this time he swung at a pretty good pitch from Sonny Gray.
A little bit high to Lucroy. So Sonny as a reliever. Interesting.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing because we've seen him only as a starter. Of course, he's only been a starter.
Last year, 162 innings, 27 starts between the A's and the Yankees.
I know it's a different situation, but remember he made his major league debut in Pittsburgh as a reliever. When he came in right before the All-Star break, and was it Dan Straley sent down because he was not going to be pitching until after the break. I think it was Sonny who came up in Pittsburgh and Anaheim and got his feet wet, went back, and then came back and been ever since.
I don't think we've been back to Pittsburgh since, have we?
No, we've not.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
1-2 pitch to Lucroy. Pokes it right field, and that's a thing of beauty if you're Jonathan Lucroy.
Right.
Hit number 9 for the A's.
Going to take it with the bases loaded last time at bat, but we'll take it this time with 2 outs. It's a curveball and pretty good pitch from Sonny Gray, similar to the one that Chapman swung at, but Jonathan Lucroy with the magic wand just threw it at the ball and take it.
That's got to just drive a pitcher crazy, right?
That's right.
Got one more out to get, a nice 3-up, 3-down inning. He makes a really good pitch off the plate. Hitter takes a funky swing, and he's standing on first base. And you can't say anything to the hitter. Nope. You're going to take that?
Absolutely.
Yes, I am.
I mean, you think about it, Albert Pujols got a similar base hit for number 3,000. I don't think he's going to throw that one back. Congratulations to Big Albert, though, for that major accomplishment. 600 plus home runs, and I think the math that you did when we were in Anaheim of what he could possibly do before the end of his career. 3,000 hits. I mean, first ballot Hall of Famer. Quite a career for Albert Pujols.
A little bit low. Angels and the Astros tied for first place coming into tonight. Angels will host the Twins. Angels won last night 7-4. Ohtani with another home run.
Evidently a monster home run. Well, green light right here could be huge. I don't think he's swinging though. At least he doesn't look icy.
That one's a strike. There's the ALS. Mariners just a game and a half out. A's just 5 out. Yeah, Ohtani last night hit his 5th home run. So Ray, he's hitting .354 with 5 homers and 16 RBIs, and he's 3-1 in 4 starts. It's kind of fun. What a story. And that one just a little bit outside. Sonny Gray can't believe it.
Trying to bring the two-seam fastball back from the outside of the outside corner and just did not quite make it.
So 2 on 2 out. Here's Fowler.
So his dad jump up with joy with his first major league hit. What would he do with an RBI?
Fowler got the single in the right field. Here it is.
The best part about this, the fact that he wanted to get out in front and pull the ball and ends up getting his first major league hit.
One to Fowler. Takes inside. What do you want to know about Dustin Fowler, Ray? He's 23 years old.
Oh, he's an old man.
Not a big guy, 6 foot, 185 pounds, from Caldwell, Georgia.
Well, he's hitting 9th tonight in his first game that he started for the Athletics. He did pinch hit on Wednesday.
Bounces this one towards second. That's Iber Torres. Side retired. A's get a hit, a walk. They strand a pair. Bottom of the 5th coming up. It's the A's leading the Yankees 5-1.
It's the Diamondbacks. The first 15,000 fans get this giveaway. It's presented by Ross Dress for Less. Plus, A's 50th anniversary season-long celebration continues with a special Swing and A's celebration, a day dedicated to honoring the special team from the 1970s. Make sure you grab your tickets at athletics.com/tickets. Oh, he's got the hat on. He's got it all.
Looks like Charlie Finley on top of the dugout in Cincinnati. Is that in Cincinnati? Where did he make you? No, he made you guys wear the hats. Where the green?
No, that's after 74 playoffs, go back to Baltimore.
Hey guys, let's wear these green cowboy hats.
Still have mine. It won't fit though, but
still have it.
Hey, Monty Moore's coming up for the end of the month for that big celebration. Monty's got the hat, the green jacket. He's got it all, and Monty's doing great. Look forward to seeing Monty.
As always, we love to see him.
Yeah, it's a good man.
1-2 the count to Miguel Andujar. Man, just 23 years old. All right, here's a good question for you, Ray. If you're the Yankees and you're neck and neck with the Red Sox and need maybe one more stud starting pitcher, would you trade this guy or Torres for?
No.
No?
No.
Simeon had it, dropped it. I don't know if he was going to get Andujar.
I think that's why Matt Chapman tried to cut in front, and the ball was hit too hard. It's past Chapman, but if Chapman comes up with it, it's going to be an out. Once it got past him, difficult for Simeon to be able to hang on. What? You've got to be kidding. He's 6? Man, if I'm Andujar, I'm talking. The only guy's going to throw out is Chapman, and that might have distracted Marcus just enough. Wow.
Well, here's Austin Romine, who takes a strike. So 8th error for Marcus Simeon this year, so maybe a number that's a little higher than he would like, although that's a tough error.
Yeah, I would like to have seen him grab the ball cleanly, and he's not going to throw him out.
Probably not. 1-1 to Austin Romine, who grounded out 4-3 in the third.
Regardless, it's a base runner, and what Kendall Graveman needs is one of those patented ground balls like he got in his last time with Romine, the little 4-3. I'd like to see the 4-6-3 here. You're just on the ground and not a base hit to right field.
Inside, and now 2-1, 95 miles an hour.
Well, I always think about the Hall of Famer Tom Seaver and his comment about the 3 most important innings for a pitcher. And Kendall Graveman is looking for number 5 right here.
1, 5, and 9.
1, 5, and 9. You start the game with 1, you qualify with 5, and you complete the game with 9, which you don't see much of anymore, although Kendall did have 1 in Chicago in 16.
Now it's like it's 1, 5, and 6.
1, 5, and quality start. But it is amazing what the 5th inning will do, and of course it is a big part of the game. And I think for Kendall Graveman, just 2 hits for the Yankees, and the 1 run on the home run by Torres in the 3rd inning, and trying to get the double play before Torres comes up again.
Two and 2. Strike 3 call. Right there, Romine gets caught looking. 3rd strikeout for Graveman.
Well, you freeze a hitter, and it takes a pretty good pitch, which he does with a breaking ball right on the outside corner. And it was on the corner. Perfectly thrown. Maybe a little bit higher than what he wanted, but he'll take it.
Here's Gleyber Torres, who hit the home run in the 3rd inning. Big swing and a miss.
He didn't miss it. Big swing. And it was gone. You can think of 3 players. Torres being the 3rd, wearing the number 25. Jason Giambi, number 25 for 2 and 5. He loved Mickey Mantle. His dad did, number 7. And who am I thinking about? Teixeira. Mark Teixeira. Mark Teixeira. I just got a brain lock there for a second. But Mark Teixeira, remember Teixeira said, I don't mind him wearing because they're all going to think about me. Except I couldn't remember his name.
1-1 to count. Swings and misses again. 1-2.
This is
walk-off home run.
Yeah. And according to the notes, I think it was youngest since the great Mickey Mantle. Actually younger than Mantle when he got the walk-off at the young age. A 3-run shot. I mean, that's when the Yankees were magical. And I thought last night when the Yankees scored 4 late in the game, they would have come back and beat the Red Sox, but they just not able to come up with a big hit.
But they made it interesting.
Yes, they did. Joe Kelly struck out Neil Walker. The tying run at second, or the goal, yeah, the tying run.
Manfred Torres, 21 years old. Ozzie Albies, what a show he's putting on in Atlanta, and Acuna. There's definitely a new group of possible future stars coming up, and this guy's one of them right here.
It's a good point, Kat, because what's happening around baseball is seems like, and we'll see as some of these young guys start signing multi-year contracts because of the way the free agent market went last winter. I mean, if it happens again this winter with the free agent market, you may see more of the younger players sign the long-term deals and not waiting to get to free agency.
And you know what? Like we just showed Aaron Judge, and you think, well, Torres is 21 years old, but Aaron Judge has only been in the big leagues a year and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
He's 2 years away from arbitration.
That's right.
So he's a guy you could try to sign long-term.
Absolutely. Yeah, in that case, and I know we've talked about Chris Davis' contract for a year extension. I mean, he's eligible for arbitration, but if you can sign a player through his arbitration years and maybe a year free agency, you can lock him up for a long time.
So now a 3-2 count, top of the order, and Brett Gardner waiting in the on-deck circle.
.60 pitches for Kendall Graveman. That's a good number for him, considering it's a 5th inning.
Tap back to Graveman. He knocks it down, picks it up. He'll throw to first. Torres is out with Andujar going to second.
He wanted to. And probably upset with himself that he didn't handle the ground ball to be able to at least throw to second base to get the lead runner. He finished with a good position and just missed it. And then, well, you talk about the PFP's pitcher fundamental practice and how monotonous it is sometimes. Well, there's a perfect example. You field your position, you may at least get the lead runner, maybe turn a double play and get out of the inning.
Here's Gardner. Gardner takes a little bit low. Andujar now at second with 2 outs. Gardner has grounded out. He has walked. A little bit outside. I think Gardner, talking about all these young talented Yankee players, and they have a bunch. I think Gardner's the glue.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Don't you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, he was their outstanding center fielder. Hicks came along, moved him to left field. But Kendall Graveman right now pitching to Gardner. This is a perfect situation for Gardner because the big man's the on-deck circle, and for Gardner, talking about setting the table with 2 outs. That's something he's trying to get on base to get the big man at the plate, where Yankees have to be feeling one swing of the bat from Judge hitting second. It's a close game. And that's why for Kendall Graveman trying to get through the 5th, but also trying to get a huge out at Gardner to try to Judge leading off next inning.
Pitch missed, so 3-1. So a little bit of an interesting dilemma here for Graveman. I would say Aaron Judge is looming.
Yes. Looming largely.
He's a loomer. Yeah.
this massive scoreboard, they do have a MVR. Someplace I know it's listed up there. I saw it last night watching a little bit of the game. MVR, there it is, 6-4. The Yankees have what?
Remember for a while, there's some teams that do the left on base, runs, hits, errors, left on base. That's gone now. That was like a 3-year thing. Now it's the MV.
Runs, hits, errors, MRV.
Yeah, MRV.
MVR, my mistake.
3-1. Here's the pitch, and it's low. So this at bat will get this crowd into it.
Well, you wouldn't think setting the table with 2 outs in the 5th inning, but that's exactly what it is. And Jonathan Lucroy actually wanted to make sure that his second baseman, Jed Lowrie, saw what he was going to do. I don't think they're going to be running. And you got Andujar and Gardner, 2 very fast guys, but I think they don't want to take the bat out of this guy's hand for sure. Now, twice they've gotten him with fastballs inside. Would he be looking for it if they go back in there?
First pitch, right field and deep. And the Yankees are right back in it.
You know, saying about you try to go to the well too many times. Not only did they try to go inside, but not only that, he missed. Look where they tried to go, where the pitch is. Right down the middle. 94. The 2 times he went inside with a sinker, they were perfect pitches. This time it was not. And that's the power of this young man going to the opposite field.
So 10th home run for Judge. He's got 31 RBIs, and now it's 5-4. As the inning progressed, you started seeing worst case scenario, and that's exactly what happened.
Yep, exactly. And that's why with Aaron Boone positioning Aaron Judge second. And it definitely has paid off tonight. With 1 swing of the bat, it's a 1-run game.
0-1 to Gregorius.
And you have to wonder if Kendall Graveman catches the ground ball that was hit by Torres. If he catches the ball, could he turn a double play? He did not. And Gardner comes up, walks him, and that's huge in itself, because it's almost like he was pitching to not walk or to allow Gardner to get on base because of Judge, and that was the worst case scenario.
How about that? Go for his last 26. It's going to be for his last 27, but damage done. Aaron Judge, home run number 10, a 3-run shot. 6th inning coming up. It's now 5-4 A's.
your next meeting, event, or convention. Get started by contacting the Santa Clara Convention and Visitors Bureau at santaclara.org/meetings.
So it's now 5-4. He's hanging on to a 1-run lead. Aaron Judge with the 3-run homer. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. The new pitcher for the Yankees is right-hander David Hale. He's pitched in just a couple of games this year. And he faces Marcus Simeon. First pitch, first strike. David Hale takes over for Sonny Gray. You think it's been an interesting month for David Hale. Listen to this, Ray. Designated for assignment by the Yankees on the 23rd of April. Claimed off waivers by the Twins. Made his only appearance with the Twins. Designated for assignment by the Twins. Cleared waivers, rejected the assignment, elected free agency. Signed a minor league deal back with the Yankees. And now he's back in the big league. So he started with the Yankees, went through all that, and now he's back with the Yankees. All in the span of 1 month. Less than a month. Up the middle. Torres, shaded that way, makes a very nice play. Ivor Torres, pretty smooth going to his right. So 1 away. First career start versus the Athletics after leaving Oakland. Interesting note. Of course, Catfish in 1975. Shutout. Vida Blue. Dave Stewart. Or Stu went to Toronto. Barry Zito went to the Giants. Hudson, Harden, Gio, all former A's in their first starts against the Athletics with their new team. So Jim Catfish Hutter came back.
Yes, he did.
And I'm going to show you what you're missing.
Exactly.
Right, Vida went to the Giants, right?
Yeah.
Big trade, and then back to the American League with Kansas City a little bit later.
You know, and for David Hale, all those things that happened that you just mentioned. And now he's in the middle of this game as a bridge to try to get to the back end of the bullpen, trailing by a run and trying to keep the A's from scoring more, which the A's have to do. They need to try to score some runs and some more runs. And Kendall Graveman, actually 2 bad pitches, 2 fastballs that missed location, and the one was okay as a solo. The second one, not so good.
0-2 pitch, foul back. Yankees missing a couple very reliable relievers in Tommy Conley and Adam Warren. They're both on the disabled list.
Yeah.
Pop up, and Torres gets back there and makes the catch. See, that's another ball right there, Ray. A normal defense, it's probably a base hit.
Yeah, you're right.
But Torres was playing out on the grass, and he just had to move over to his right.
Nothing much normal anymore, and there's the defense that you mentioned, just in shallow right field.
Maybe not. It may have been caught on a regular defensive position.
But the A's scored a gift run really in the 4th inning. But we always talk about adding on, and this is the perfect time to do it.
One and one the count to Lowrie, who's 1 for 3. Hit hard down the right field line into the corner, and that baby's gone. Lowrie hooks one down into the right field corner for a solo home run to give the A's their 6th run.
What a huge run. What a great swing by the always hot, continue to be hot, and thankful for the short porch in right field.
Yep.
Because that was one that just barely, a little slider down at the end, and Jed Lowrie saying stay fair, because he had the distance And this is why the Yankees love to sign left-handed hitters. Been right there, just hooked and just fair for Jet Lowrie. That is huge.
Well, the A's answer right back.
Oh, that is big run. Like when Torres hit one, Jet hits one now to make it a 2-run game again. Stay hot, Jet.
So quick 0-2 to Chris Davis, who homered in the second. So 3 home runs by the A's tonight. They now have 45 home runs on the year, 9th in the American League in that category. Two more RBIs for Lowrie tonight. He's got 34. Jam shot. Chris Davis, who has one of the most powerful swings in all of baseball. That was not his most powerful swing.
That was a protecting swing. That was, I want to just try to make contact so I can at least get another opportunity. Statcast for Jet Lowrie. How about X velocity? Got off his bat 102, 27-degree angle, 367 feet, which is generous, but he'll take it because 314 down the line. Then juts out very quickly. Jet with his new haircut, different haircut. Didn't cut off any power.
Chris Davis swings and misses, and that will do it for the A's. Lowrie with a home run, his 9th of the year. So the A's using the long ball tonight as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The A's leading the Yankees 6-4. Three home runs tonight. 1 home run, make it 2 home runs for the Yankees. So 5 total in the game. That'd be okay if there was not any more.
That's right.
As Giancarlo Stanton stands in the box. Infield hit and a ground out to short. He's broken 2 bats.
This time, it's a bat going away from him. Maybe with Aaron Judge hitting what was supposed to be a fastball inside and up in the middle of the plate and a 2-run or 3-run home run to right center with Stanton, who has the exaggerated open or closed stance. This time, instead of going inside, they continue to go outside again.
Chapman scoops, throws, and they get Stanton. Nice play on the move by Chapman.
Smart play of the day brought to you by your California Ford dealers. How about in the second inning, a ground ball hit off Didi Gregorius' bat, actually first inning. Final out of the first, yet he came back after this shot hit what looked like off the right shin. He walked down the dugout, walked up into the clubhouse. Everybody followed him, but he's come back out. Good sinker down and in to Aaron Judge for the strikeout. Gets Giancarlo Stanton, breaks his bat twice. Carried the baton down to first base. Got him out again with another ground ball to Chapman. So good recovery by Kendall Graveman, and continues to pitch well, especially after the first inning third batter. Takes one off the right shin.
0-1 to Aaron Hicks. Trevino gets up.
Well, the thing about Kendall Graveman and trying to get through the sixth inning, and the one thing about getting hit there, you can pitch on adrenaline just so much before it really starts to stiffen up. And Bob Melvin would love to get him through 6 innings. A very dynamic offense of the New York Yankees.
It's Lowrie. Quick throw. Hicks hustling down the line.
These guys can run, can't they?
Yep. Oof. So 2 away, and here's Neil Walker. The Rangers and the Astros this weekend in Houston. No score in the 3rd inning. First game of that series.
Scott Emerson of the bullpen, and perhaps telling Marcus Jensen, who's down there, looks like somebody else is getting up, but also maybe to say what's going to be happening is Ryan Dove. Trevino set down, and it could be that he was the 6th inning. Now, if Kendall Graveman has success in this inning, that may be Dull in the 7th. Trevino's been used as a setup man, so who knows? He may have a multi-purpose evening. We shall see.
0-2 to Neil Walker, who has hit a fly ball to center and a fly ball to right. Walker, who is a switch hitter most of his career in Pittsburgh. That one is rolled foul. Last year, Walker spent half the season with the Mets and then got traded to Milwaukee. Pitch down and in.
See the block by Jonathan Lucroy. 2 strikes. We've seen Romine do it with Sonny Gray, and Jonathan Lucroy just did it with 2 strikes. Good job just blocking the ball in case the ball and the hitter swung.
That would line foul down the 3rd base line. Is with the Yankees, they don't mind being behind.
No, they don't.
And Kendall Graveman doing a good job as he strikes out Walker. He has a 3-up, 3-down inning. So Graveman and the A's leading 6-4 after 6. memorable moments, top 50 most memorable moments in Oakland. That was one of fans picked the most memorable moment in a season-long promotion. Tonight it's Rickey Henderson getting traded back to Oakland in 1999 versus Dallas Braden's perfect game in 2010. Fans vote. You do it through the A's Twitter poll. The play that wins advances to face the next memorable moment. So Rickey Henderson getting traded back to Oakland in 1989. It's on a little run. It's on a little run. So which was more memorable, that or Dallas Braden's perfect game in 2010? That's a tough choice.
Well, it's a tough choice, but you know the A's winning a world championship when Rickey was traded back.
Yeah, that had Rickey's trade had major consequences.
Yes, it did, and you know coming back and the impact he had on that club, and again, there's nothing better personally than the individual feat of a perfect game. I mean, just so rare throughout the course of Major League Baseball and how few have been done. But man, Rickey, what an impact he had on that club.
And that one hooked down the right field line. It is fair. Matt Olson rounds first. He's digging for second, checks back over his shoulder to see if Judge picks it up clean. And then the ball comes in, almost hit Olson.
Looks like he's floating.
Matt Olson's like, I'm just standing here. I'm not even doing anything.
Well, Matt Olson this time, though, he was going to go for two. He did not in his first at bat with a base hit, but that did not mean that Judge wasn't going to airmail one in. Swatting flies, what's out?
So the throw was actually from Torres.
Yeah.
What are you doing? So leadoff double. Chapman. This one high and foul down the right field line.
It's nice that people below singing happy birthday to Bob.
Yeah, Bob, our stage manager, who does a nice job up here. Generally, it's his birthday today. Bob is standing up like we're going to put him on camera.
Yeah,
you can sit down, Bob. You're not going to get put on. Right as I said his name, he stood up just in case.
What a shock, huh?
Yeah. Sit down. We're not putting you on camera. See, if he's sitting down, you can't see him, but he thought it was important to stand. Happy birthday, Bob.
Yeah, happy birthday, Bob.
Bob's 84 years old today.
Bob looks good on this monitor, doesn't he?
84 today.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, he's still working.
The head's worn out 3 bodies. 84.
2-1 Chapman. Grounds it in the hole. Gregorius has it on the run and out. Chapman tumbles. Let's hope he's okay.
He wants to know if he's out there. Take a look at it just to see.
I think Walker Chapman's legs may have got tangled up just a little bit. Right there.
Yeah, he did trip him. And
so the A's are not going to check it. So that's a heck of a play by Didi Gregorius.
I didn't think he had a chance to throw out Chapman.
We'll get a mound visit.
Yeah, his left foot, of course, hitting the ground as hard as he did on his right side. That's probably the biggest thing, because right there, the left foot coming through hit Neil Walker's, and then he went down, tumbled on the right side. The question, the biggest problem is the right side, which is his throwing arm.
So the A's looking for a hit from Lucroy. David Hale. Lucroy is 1 for 3. He had a base hit in the 5th inning. 5th inning, the final inning for Sonny Gray, who gave up 9 hits and 5 runs in his 5 innings. Strike inside corner, 89 miles an hour from Hale.
Yeah, basically 2 4-seam fastball, slider, and changeup. Not overpowering, but Now, the one thing about we always talk about, you don't want to get into the bullpen. In this case, though, Sonny Gray out after 5 innings and going to David Hale, and a big home run by Jed Lowrie. Only run he's given up, but that was big. He's trying to get another one in. Olsen at second.
And that hit Lucroy. I think he was going to check his swing. The ball was pretty inside, and it hit Lucroy.
Olsen was going to go to third just in case it just gotten past Romine, but you're right. As Lucroy got him in the right elbow. Check as he underneath the right elbow comes under it. That's how Elvis Sanders got hit, wasn't it? And fractured his elbow.
That elbow. So 2 on 1 out. Opportunity to add on again for the A's as Canna steps up. Fowler will be next.
There have been several tonight that Romine has blocked. Gray might be finished. They may be turning over to the bullpen. Talking to Daniel Mington. If it is his 9th, then except for 2 pitches, very good outing for Kendall Graveman.
Strike on the inside corner. Canna disagrees with Marvin Hudson. It's like Hale, even though he's not a real hard thrower, Ray, is not afraid to try to pitch inside.
Exactly. Yeah, it does have movement. The 2-seam fastball.
Blocked again by Romine. Doesn't seem that long ago that Brett Boone was in the broadcast booth.
Yep.
Of course, that was just last year.
Never had ever done anything coaching, managing, except broadcasting on Sunday Night Baseball. And did some postseason work for ESPN.
2-2 the count to Canna.
But it is rare to have somebody come out of a booth and never manage, never do anything in baseball, and then be given a job with a team that is loaded. Cap, I think you said it best, because
so a big strikeout is Canna cannot make contact against David Hale.
you know there's some organizations say, you know, we want you to win the whole thing, but the Yankees mean it.
Oh, yeah.
127 as Hale with the 2-2 pitch to Lucroy, and I think they may be looking for a little bit too much. A changeup at 80 mph.
So now it's up to Fowler. Olsen at second, Lucroy at first. Dustin Fowler is 1 for 3. His first start as an Athletic, and he got his first big league hit in the 4th inning.
Second time he's come up with runner in score position. And try to get his first run batted in. Well, the thing of beauty it would be with 2 outs.
Gregorius across to first in time, and the A's threaten but do not score. We have reached the 7th inning stretch from Yankee Stadium. A's leading 6-4.
See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by SoFi, a modern finance company.
6-4, bottom of the 7th. The A's hanging on to their 2-run lead. All right, time now for T-Mobile's Hats Off for Heroes. Joe DiMaggio enlisted in the U.S. Army Air Force on February 17, 1943, rising to the rank of sergeant. He was released on medical discharge in September of 1945 due to chronic stomach ulcers. In his 13 seasons as a member of the New York Yankees, he hit .325, 361 home runs, 369 strikeouts. He could not play today, Ray. He could not play today. 9 World Series titles and 3-time American League MVP. Think of 9 World Series titles. You won 2, and think how proud you are of that. He won 9.
Yeah. How about that's coming through for 56-game hitting streak. Kitty Keltner was the bad boy. But Joe DiMaggio, number 5. We got some retired numbers here, and I was thinking about Sonny Gray. Goose Gossett wore number 54, Hall of Fame. His number's not retired. Aroldis Chapman wears it. Sonny Gray going for number 55 because of Chapman. Ryan Dull takes over for Kendall Graveman, who pitched 6 strong innings. And we'll try and both going to be caught. Him trying to close it out for the A's.
When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair expert. So indeed, it's Dull facing Andujar, Romine, and Robert Torres, bottom 3 in this Yankees lineup. 1-1 the count. Andujar is 0 for 2. He reached on an errant, scored a run in the 5th. A little bit high. Well, you were talking about Aaron Boone, Ray. The fact that he did not have any managerial experience before taking the job. There was 6 new managers named in Major League Baseball this past offseason. Simeon has this one. His throw will not be in time. Andujar's aboard, so it's going to be an infield hit for Andujar. So that is 4 hits for the Yankees. 3 hits, 4 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 84 pitches for Kendall Graveman. So the 3 unearned runs come on Judge's home run. Remember that inning started with an error.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So that's where all 3 of the home runs, all 3 of the runs on the home run are unearned.
You know, I just put down base hit on the ball, but it was an error. Give it to Marcus Simeon.
As I was saying, Ray, of the 6 new managers in Major League Baseball this offseason, only 1 of them had managerial experience.
Isn't that amazing? That's
Ron Gardenhire in Detroit.
That's the new main.
All the other guys, obviously younger and never managed at the big league level.
Yeah.
And Washington got a new manager, Dave Martinez.
Yeah.
Yankees, Boston got Alex Cora. All 3 of those teams made the postseason last year, and they still changed managers.
Yeah. I think that was the biggest shock around baseball.
Yeah. Philadelphia got a new manager. Yeah. New York got a new manager. And Ron Gardenhire in Detroit.
Well, you mentioned New York, both New Yorks.
That's right.
Yeah, Callaway and Aaron Boone.
0-2 the count to Austin Romine, who is 0 for 2. On deck is Torres. Base hit right field. Not hit very hard. See, kind of off the end of the bat. Romine will take it. And here come the Yankees. 2 on, nobody out.
Well, the pitch was elevated, and that's always a danger sign. You try to get it up there. The ball Actually, Romine's head went up. Maybe he didn't know where the ball was hit, but off the end of that towards right field. You have to wonder if Aaron Boone's going to say that his 9th place hitter bunt, try to put the runners in score position, the tying runs, or let him swing away. He had a home run off Kendall Graveman. That was the fastball.
I'm going to say he's going to let him swing away.
I agree. You don't see very much bunting anymore.
Olsen is in a little bit onto the grass a step, and he is bunting. And it's a good one. And Dahl's going to have to hurry. He slips a little bit and then throws to first to get Torres.
Yeah, Cap, I think with Aaron Boone's got to be thinking with his offense, and it is the 7th inning, Bob Melvin is going to go to the bullpen for Trevino. As Ryan Dahl, right there, his right foot slipped, but he regained his composure, his footing, and made the put out.
So Trevino coming in, and he's
Brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
Well, the Yankees have the tie-head runners, the tying runners in scoring position, excuse me. So Lou Trevino comes in a tight spot. He's going to face Brett Gardner. Good season for Trevino so far. And I think he's one of the arms in the bullpen that Bob Melvin trusts at this point.
Exactly.
Andujar at third, Romine at second. Here's Brett Gardner. First pitch pops off Lucroy's glove, but not far enough.
That's a nasty sinker. Fortunately, got a glove on it. I mean, you look at the back end of the bullpen, and some of the A's relievers, Trevino won him with good movement. Then you have Blake Trinan, closer. I mean, his 100-mile-an-hour super sinker, hard slider. Pretty impressive for Brett Gardner. Just like you said, the glue. 3 for 3 runners in scoring position.
And that one just missed. 98 miles an hour. So the count 2-0 with Aaron Judge in the on-deck circle.
Well, the 1-0, and that's the lower part of the strike zone at 98. Gardner taking it all the way, but not a bad pitch. I'm sure Jonathan Lucroy had something to say to Marvin Hudson, at least about the pitch.
Now it's 3-0. 99 miles an hour. 99 is in the on-deck circle. Pitch just inside. Another close pitch.
Well, his last at bat with a couple of runners on base. First pitch, it was not exactly where Kendall Graveman wanted it. He struck him out on fastballs inside part of the plate. This time, though, the pitch towards the middle. And Aaron Judge did not miss it.
So certainly worth a mound visit with Judge standing in there. The thing here, Ray, we all know how dangerous he is. But he's also a guy that you can strike out, and that's what you have to hope for. Exactly. He struck out 48 times this year, and he's done that in 138 at bats. So,
but one thing we always talk about, Kipe, is location. If you make your good pitches, you can strike him out. You make a mistake, power hitters are going to take advantage of them. And Aaron Judge, while he might have been looking for the pitch inside because he'd struck out a couple of times on those pitches from Kendall Graveman, he opened up and the pitch was down the middle, and with his power to go to the opposite field, not a problem there. Trevino's got to throw a strike. That's the main thing, and a quality strike.
And that one is inside at 99 miles an hour. So Trevino not missing by a lot.
And he's got the velocity, and maybe he could throw one of the turbo sinkers inside and get a ground ball to the left side and turn a double play. That's what the A's are hoping for. Trevino can throw a quality strike. It's been all fastballs, and as a catcher, sometimes you're leery about throwing other than your 99 fastball. And there is Petit.
And it was a 2-0 slider. Pretty good location, and Judge missed it. It looked like a fastball.
Well, and that's the thing. You throw 6 in a row out of the strike zone, and there it comes a slider. And I mean, that's a strike regardless, but it gets a swing and miss because he's thinking fastball, gets a slider. Maybe that will get him back with the strike zone with his fastball. Or he may go slider again, just throw it hard, maybe try to get the swing and miss.
And a strike, same pitch. 2-2.
Well, he throws hard, but sometimes it's the breaking ball, and boy, those are nasty pitches. I mean, at 93 with a slider.
Needs to make one more good pitch. 2-2. And just a touch low.
At least in the back of Judge's mind, he's got to be thinking, he threw 2 good sliders. He's not been able to throw his fastball. Would he throw a slider again?
So the crowd, everybody on its feet. 3-2 with the bases loaded. And he missed inside and missed a little low. So trotting in the scorers Andujar to make it 6-5. So the hitter is Gregorius.
They're trying to buy some time for Petit, I think, because Bob Melvin just sent Luke Roy to the mound, and he's going to go to Petit.
So he has made the call. So Luke Trevino comes in, faces 2 hitters, walks them both, Gardner and Judge, and now the Yankees have closed the gap to 6-5, and they still have the bases loaded. So Petit coming in to face Gregorius here in the bottom of the 7th.
Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Well, that tells the story. 6-5, but the Yankees bases loaded. A run in, and Didi Gregorius coming to the plate. It's going to be Petit. He's the third pitcher in this inning.
And the problem here for me, Camp, is the fact that Petit's got to throw strikes, number one, but he's looking for a ground ball. Gregorius is fast. He gets out of the box very quickly, and the A's are going to try to turn two if they get a ground ball. But it almost has to be hit hard at somebody to be able to accomplish that because of the speed of Gregorius. If he hits the ball on the ground, hope it does not hit it in the air.
First pitch is a strike. Gregorius, who was the player of the month in the American League in April, but in May, he's hitting 135, and he is 0 for his last 27. Romine, Gardner, Judge are the base runners. And that one is hit toward right. Canna coming in. Romine tagging. Canna's got it. Romine's not going to go. So Petit gets a huge out there.
And I think one of the reasons he did not run is because of the guy coming up right now.
Good call.
Because, you know, you take a chance, maybe somebody else, if it's lower part of the batting order, may take a chance and look for a perfect throw because Canna is not, I mean, he's played the outfield, but he's not an accomplished outfielder. But with Stanton up, they figured they're paying the man the big bucks. He comes up with a big opportunity.
That may be Ray, bottom of the ninth inning. Maybe he goes.
It maybe tries, exactly. But right now, Petit, a huge out, especially with the bases loaded, a bigger out, trying to get this man here.
First pitch. Just missed.
He's broken his bat twice. He's grounded out weakly to the third. But, I mean, he could have three of the worst at bats, and the fourth could change everything.
It's a pop-up foul. Same level as us. So 1-1 the count. Stanton 1 for 3. Infield hit, a couple of ground outs. 9 home runs, 23 RBIs. A's fan, Warriors fan. I think he feels like Petit has it completely under control.
He's thinking about Steph
So do
Curry.
we. Lowrie hustling back. Lowrie grabs it. Side retired. So Petit with a terrific job. And the Yankees get one, but leave the bases loaded. 8th inning coming up from Yankee Stadium. It's now 6-5 A's.
free and start your streak for a chance at $5.6 million. You can download Beat the Streak today. Oh man, there's some happy folks, especially if the A's can get some more runs.
So 0-1 to Marcus Semien as David Hale is out there for inning number 3. And that one's hit hard right up the middle. Torres is right there, and the shift hits Marcus Semien. So that's out number 1. This is our guy, Ray. Look at the hat, the rocking the Kelly green hat, but what we think is the gold turtleneck best.
That is cool, isn't it?
See, you could throw that turtleneck on under that jersey on a cool night at the Coliseum.
Yep.
Man.
That'd be good, except that logo on the side means if it's a giveaway for the one.
That's true.
You know, but that's all right. Showing off the colors.
That's exactly right.
I mean, at least they can wear those proud colors in a predominant Yankee stadium.
Well, what's great about A's fans on the road, a lot of them will wear the gold.
Yeah.
And it sticks out. We can look out and we can see a gold jersey scattered around the ballpark, or a gold turtleneck. I mean,
well, he does stand out.
That's our A's fan of the game. See, look, you're going to tell me you can't.
And the guy down to the left too. I think Yankee fan next to him while he's eating the grub.
You're wearing that gold thing for us. Come on, that's our colors. That is our colors. Fort Knox, right?
Fort Knox gold. That's right. Kelly green, wedding gown white.
Another foul ball by Matt Joyce to keep the count 2-2. Joyce is 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. Mariners and the Tigers tonight called off. Raining in Detroit, so they will try to play a doubleheader tomorrow.
It's been some bad weather.
We've seen rain in Detroit a few times. Huh? There's basic cities where
they've also
Boston gets us.
They called for some rain when it didn't rain.
That's right.
We've seen that Detroit and New York.
Pitch
sounded good.
Deep to right field. And that baby's gone.
Sounded real good.
A's get that run right back. 7-5.
Show that fan in the gold again. See if he stopped eating the peanuts to cheer. The ball comes back in. Of course, the great David Renetti, vice president of stadium operations, Coliseum, would never allow that to happen. Man, he does. I don't care. I'm just going to keep eating my peanuts. I just know the boys are going to hang on. Good swing by Matt Joyce, and man has been in for 3. This is his 3rd inning. David Hale has given up 2 big home runs. Jed Lowrie down the line and falls behind 3-2. Great take on the 2-2 by Matt Joyce before unloading to right center.
So 4 home runs for the A's tonight.
Well, that's a big one for Matt Joyce. Just the swing, the sound was a perfect sound. If you're an A's fan, let him throw the ball back from the roll call area. That's okay.
Lowrie, fair ball down the third baseline. It's picked up by Gardner. Lowrie with an aggressive turn. He'll stay there. 3 more hits tonight for Jed Lowrie. We're not even surprised. 3 for 5.
Okay, I think you've said it best. Jed Lowrie, the magic one, keeps going, but the A's give up a run to come back and score another run. That's the important thing, because the Yankees trying to come back. Petit with 2 huge outs in the middle of the batting order, and Jed Lowrie very smartly holding up at first base because Brett Gardner got to the ball off the sidewall.
Popped up, shallow right. Torres has it, so Chris Davis is retired. So for Lowrie, with his 3 hits, he now has 52 hits in his 37 games. So he's on pace for a 200 hit season. That's David Robertson. Matt Olson's had a good ball game. A single, a double, a run scored.
You know, one thing about the last 2 home runs by the A's, Jed Lowrie and Matt Joyce. Very good to see those happening, but a little surprising they've been able to get pitches to pull right center, right field. Usually, I mean, when you're looking at the distance from left center to right center, I always said that if you want to pitch effectively here, you pitch outside, let them try to pull the ball in the seats and hit the long fly balls. For Matt Joyce, StatCast shows it, leaving his bat 105, 26 degrees, and distance at 415. Doesn't matter. Shaved. Almost completely shaved. Looks like a young man. He's showing the power tonight. This home run by Matt Joyce is hitting second. A couple of hits and a walk. Those last two pitches are the ones you pitch outside. And you get a left-hander trying to go opposite field. That is a long way.
It's 399 to left center field, deep left center field. Two-one pitch to Olson. And he drives one to right center, but it looks like it's going to hang up and stay in the park. And that will do it for the A's, top of the 8th inning. Another home run for the Athletics. This one belongs to Matt Joyce, his 3rd of the year. So the A's have homered 4 times tonight, and they lead at 7-5 going to the bottom of the 8th.
Athletics. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Here it is, 7-13-1 for the A's, 5-5-0 for the Yankees. Graveman won 6, Sonny Gray won 5. A's have homered 4 times. Dustin Fowler got his first big league hit. Olson's got it. Petit covering, and on one pitch Aaron Hicks is retired. So it's been a wild game. A's had a 4-0 lead. They had a 5-1 lead. 5-4. So they have not relinquished the lead, Ray. They've thought about it a couple times, but they haven't done it yet, thank goodness.
They're worried about it a little bit.
Smero Petit may be the hero right now.
That's right.
As Neil Walker steps in. The crowd tonight, 43,093 at Yankee Stadium. Not too shabby. Yankees averaging 40,059 per game. That is 3rd best in the major leagues. it's pretty evident, Ray, that after last year, where the Yankees were the first wild card team, made it all the way to championship series. Yankees are kind of the talk of New York now.
That's right.
Again.
Yeah.
They're #1 in the sports world here.
Well, with Stanton acquisition, just I mean, you talk about hope for the Yankees.
But if you just think about it, both football teams not very good. Basketball team not good. Hockey, not a lot. The Mets are really struggling now after a decent start.
Right.
I mean, the Yankees are by far the best thing going, and not only that, but they're young and what everybody says, an enjoyable team to watch and be around.
And you know, it's a good point, guy, because a lot of talk about clubs like the Yankees, Dodgers getting under the threshold and kind of a soft cap, if you will, but trying to think about, well, Machado and Harper being free agents. But if you're the New York Yankees and your payroll, you wouldn't even consider it. Who are you going to take out?
They're not. I agree with you.
I mean, they got Stanton through 27.
Sure.
You got Judge, like you said, a year and a half. Got Hicks who's playing well. You got the infield with these young players. You got Sanchez catching. I mean, these are some young players. And sure, they're going to cost money eventually, but to go out and spend $400 million on one player, I don't think it's going to happen.
I agree with you. Semien, what a play. His throw to first, not in time. Heck of an effort by Marcus Semien. That ball actually took kind of and it came up a little bit, so when he dove, he had to reach up. This was a heck of a play.
It was a heck of a play. It did come up to him, and maybe not as far as a good throw, but the fact that he had to reach up once he hit the ground, had to throw from his knees, pulling Olson off the bag. Olson, a good job making sure he came off the bag. And that's the shift, and that's why Semien is playing in right field, because of his arm strength.
So here's Andujar, who is 1 for 3. Single reached on an air. He has scored twice, so he's been right in the middle of the scoring for the Yankees. Ray, how about this? In 2016, the Yankees payroll was $222 million, highest in baseball. Last year, 170. This year, 160.
That's right.
They're 7th in the league in payroll, so they have chopped off what, 42, 62. Yeah, $62 million in the last 3 years. I'm with you. Save it up for Judge and Gregorius and guys that are your own that you're going to have to pay. Maybe a pitcher.
Yeah. Well, you get CeCe coming back for 10.
So the Yankees front office deserves a lot of credit.
That's right.
Ryan Cashman done a terrific job as their GM. CeCe Sabathia came back to the Yankees after his contract finished out. He was a free agent. He said,
"Can't blame me. Having a good year. Having a great year." Vallejo's own CeCe Sabathia.
Center field. Fowler backs up. Fowler waits. And that's out number 2.
Actually, there was some talk with CeCe Sabathia as a free agent. People said, "Hey, to bring him back to the A's, you know, coming home to Vallejo." But CeCe likes it here, and I can't blame him.
So it looks like Gary Sanchez, very dangerous hitter, is going to pinch hit for Romine, and Bob Melvin pops out of the dugout.
He's going to Blake Trinan.
He's going to Trinan.
Yeah. Okay, but I was thinking when we saw Sanchez, when we were showing about the young players, and showed him in the dugout, said he's waiting, he's looming, and they made the announcement. And great job by Yusmeiro Petit. That was an outstanding performance for Petit to leave bases loaded last inning. It's 2 outs in this inning.
When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
person suite, all inclusive high-end food and drink, plus parking. You can take the field for a pregame batting practice. A lot of good things happening. Scoreboard message, and you also get 24 hats for your group. Visit athletics.com for more information. Good things happening. Good team on the field trying to close out a win with a couple-run lead. The big man's coming up, Gary Sanchez and Blake Trinan on.
So a pretty good matchup here. Here's Trinan. 5 saves in 7 opportunities. A terrific ERA of 1.13 as Gary Sanchez steps in.
And he's got to be sitting dead red first pitch.
It's funny, right? You were right. We're talking about all these young players, and because Sanchez is not in the lineup tonight, we didn't really mention him. He's 25 years old, coming off a 33 home run season.
That's right.
And he has less than 2 years service time in the big league.
And there's talk that everybody's talking about Judge and Giancarlo Stanton. How about Gary Sanchez? And of course, Gregorius. There's a lot of power in this lineup, and this is one of the big ones here.
And now it's 0-2, and he does not get cheated.
He's
he
a
hit
great
33 home runs last year in 122 games.
You know, he can throw, he can hit. If there's a deficiency in his catching, it's blocking balls, calling a game. But those are usually the hardest things to really work on and get perfected. It takes a long time. But he more than makes up for it with his bat and his arm throwing out base runners. Right now, Blake Trinan 0-2. Good fastball inside that he pulled foul. When you get him to chase a hard slider, because he's got a good one and it's thrown hard. Just don't hang it.
And he did, and Sanchez swing and a miss, tag, and that's a strikeout, and that's the end of the bottom of the 8th inning. Sanchez says it was a foul ball. It really was, Marvin. It really, really was. I don't think so. 7-5 after 8.
For the big out in the 8th inning against Gary Sanchez. Sanchez complaining about this being a foul ball. What he heard was not the bat. He missed it completely. And it was Jonathan Lucroy doing a good job of blocking the ball. Marvin Hudson said, "You're out" with the catch. And he said, "Nope, did not foul tip it." Thinking, Kipe, that if he had been that adamant last year in the division series, Joe Girardi might still have a job. Because remember, when the ball hit the end of the bat, I can't remember with Cleveland, and then Lindor hit the grand slam. Sanchez didn't say anything, and there was 30 seconds, not enough time to review it, and all of a sudden, I mean, Girardi's not going to get the job. But Joe is working in TV again But Sanchez, you know, if you foul tip a ball, he's just trying to sell it. There's no chance.
And he got his gear on and went back behind home plate. So he's catching now with David Robertson, the veteran right-hander.
He had to because he pinched it for the other catcher. So that's good.
Home run for Chapman. That was back in the second inning. Chris Davis also homered in the second inning. So 3-0. David Robertson. And the 3-0 pitch is outside. A 4-pitch walk to open up the top of the ninth inning. So that is walk number 4 by White Sox pitchers. Jonathan Lucroy gets his 4th at bat. And it's bunted, and it's picked up by Andujar.
That's nobody first.
Walker hustles back to cover first.
He had to hurry because, I mean, it's amazing. Get up and look to see to throw somebody and nobody's there. That's good recovery. Great bunt by Jonathan Lucroy. And this is the A's playing for an extra run. Chapman with a 4-pitch walk and getting back to first. That's a tough play to throw for somebody with their back going towards the bag.
So it's a sacrifice for Lucroy. Now the A's have another runner at second base, trying to get him home as Canna steps up.
Got on a play like that, it's usually the second baseman that gets the one to first base, so it's a clear throw in this case for the third baseman.
Robertson was an original Yankee. A very good setup man for the Yankees. And then the one year he became their closer, which was 2014, he had 39 saves, and it got him a huge contract with the White Sox.
That's right.
He went to close for the White Sox, and then last year was traded back to the Yankees.
You know, the disabled is, but Adam Warren was another player who was traded, I think, in the Aroldis Chapman and the other Cubs, and came back, and that was a big reacquisition for the Yankees. Robertson good. I mean, they have Chapman, they have Betances, they've got a good back end of the bullpen. And he's trying to keep from having those guys appear. JD Martinez, who hit Betances last night for the big home run.
Robertson, 133 career saves. 2-1 the count to Canna. Good speed with Chapman at second base. And now it's 3-1.
Missed him foul in the on-deck circle, and he will more than likely, unless something miraculous happens for the Yankees, have a third consecutive at bat with a runner in scoring position. He's grounded out twice after getting his first major league hit in his second at bat.
And there's another walk. So 2 walks in the inning, and here comes Fowler. Fowler 1 for 4. Note from tonight, A's 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position. So they've had plenty of opportunities. They've left 10 on the bases in the first 8 innings. Pitch to Fowler. That's outside. David Hale went 3 innings. Pitched the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th against the A's. He gave up 2 solo home runs. Kind of a half swing, grounded. Flipped to second by
safe,
yeah. And they called him safe.
That's great hustle. Tremendous hustle by Mark Canna, and that's what happens when you have first and second. They're going to take a look at it. And he fortunately did not go through the bag, but see how big of a lead he had off first base. And the little flip by Gregorius, figured in the easy play. Bang, bang. Did he? They're not going to check it. Great hustle by Canada. That's tremendous.
So just a fielder's choice.
Yeah.
Bases loaded.
But the biggest thing, and that's what Canada did such a great job, because it's first and second. You are not being held at first. You can get a huge lead. You don't see a lot of guys do that. Canada did, and helped keep the inning going.
Marcus Semien, he takes low. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Ball has not left the infield.
No. Marcus is 1 for 5. He's got a single, he's got an RBI, and he's got a couple RBIs sitting out there staring at him.
Now Robertson is in trouble on his own. Good slider down and out of the strike zone.
Marcus, line drive, left field, fair ball into the corner. Chapman scores. Canna scores. Here comes Fowler racing around third, and the throw not nearly in time. And that's a 3-run double for Marcus Semien, and the A's have busted it open. It's 10-5.
Had to send a few 43,000 home as they start to exit their seats, but Marcus Semien swung at a bad pitch, a slider, got a hanger this time though, down the left field line. And that's what happens when you make a good pitch. You think you can make the same pitch, you end up hanging it. And with Fowler's speed at first base, he's trailing everybody, and he's coasting home, showing his tremendous speed. So the 2 walks scored, and a misplay by the Yankees, thanks to the hustle by Mark Canna.
And we get a good look at Fowler's speed.
Yes, great point.
So Marcus Semien with 4 RBIs tonight, giving him 18 on the year.
Well, it's amazing. It looked so bad on one slider that was a good pitch by Robertson. Comes back with a hanger. Not even close.
2 to Matt Joyce. Matt Joyce has had a good ball game. He's 2 for 4. Homer, single, and a walk. A.J. Cole now throwing. Hit hard, but right to Torres. So that will get Semien over to third, but there are 2 outs.
Marcus with a hanging curveball, and he can hit. Chapman, who walked to lead off the innings, comes in. Canada with a great hustle into second base, and Fowler, who also on that check swing. So Jonathan Lucroy with a sacrifice. He's trying to get 1. They got 3.
And here's Lowrie. You know, the offense has been struggling a little bit too, Ray.
Right.
9 runs total in the last 5 games before tonight. So not a huge sample size, but still a 5-game stretch where there wasn't a lot going on. So tonight to come here, and this is a good Yankees pitching staff to score 10 runs on 14 hits. It's a good omen for having some confidence for the rest of this road trip.
You know, Kai, to have such a young team to come into Yankee Stadium, you can be intimidated. And granted, it's the first of a 3-game weekend series. Only 1 trip to New York. Don't play the Mets, so this will be the only trip here. Then to go to Boston, but you know, it's a great experience for a bunch of young players to come here and play well as they have tonight, and especially to have a lead, see the lead shortened to within 1. A couple of home runs, give the A's 2 again. So good night so far. Just trying to finish it off with 3 more in the bottom of the 9th. 3 more outs.
3-1 now to Jed Lowrie. Ho hum, Jed Lowrie 3 for 5.
And ho hum once again. Chris Davis gets the A's on the board with a monster shot to right center.
Lowrie now hitting .347. It's this one foul, second level. Day game tomorrow. Andrew Triggs and Domingo Germán.
If you look at your score sheet, you can see the A's have scored in 7 of the 9 innings.
That's right. And you know what? They've only struck out 4 times.
Ooh.
I think that makes a difference.
That's making a big difference, especially with the number of hits they have. 14.
3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and the side is retired. The A's get 3. Marcus Semien with a bases clearing double. Bottom of the 9th coming up. 10-5 A's lead.
What a night, and what a good night. Great sound on this 3-2 pitch from, I mean, he knew it. And that's the great sound. And you know you've hit a home run, and Matt Joyce with a couple of hits tonight. That was a big one because the A's had a 1-run lead. Petit got out of a huge jam. And Matt Joyce, one of 4 home runs hit by the Athletics tonight, and that was a big one. Gave the A's a 2-run lead again. Then the A's added 3 more in the 9th inning. And Blake Trinan, who got the big out, Gary Sanchez trying to pick up the save. Finishing off in the 9th inning.
Yeah, Trinan gets through this inning. He will get a save, but it's not because of his work in the 9th inning. It's because of what he did in the 8th inning.
And you know, that's what's great about, I mean, Bob Melvin wants this win. He has a 5-run lead. He can say, well, I could save Trinan for tomorrow, but Trinan will be available tomorrow. I mean, that's how strong of a young man he is, and seems to get better the more he pitches anyway. And you know what, Cap? He said the one thing he likes being the closer because the one thing he likes to see is that S next to his name, which is a save, and that's what you want out of a closer. And Bob Melvin's giving him that opportunity. If the skipper wants to win, start this big road trip, and he's got his best in there to try to close the game out.
Can't forget about Petit either.
Oh my, yes.
Inning in a third, 1 hit.
Yeah.
But nothing else, and he got out of that big jam in the 7th inning. That may have been the most important 2 at-bats of this game. Gregorius and Stanton with the bases loaded. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Torres can't believe it. So that's out number 1. All right, tomorrow it is game 2 of this 3-game series here in the Bronx. Triggs, Germán. Our coverage starts at 10 a.m. A's and Yankees. Coverage begins with A's pregame live at 9:30, and then the ball game a little after 10. So a little morning baseball for A's fans back in California. They always play Saturday day games here at Yankee Stadium, which is nice.
It's great.
1-0 to Gardner. That's a strike in the inside corner. Treinen looking for his 6th save. Trying to save it for Kendall Graveman.
That's a nice sound to that, Kay. Nice sound. Kendall Graveman, and you know the one thing that happened in 15 when he was sent down, had a chance to sit with Barry Zito for quite a while and helped himself. This is a little bit different because he is more of a veteran now. But it's almost like a reprieve for him, starting all over again on May the 11th.
2-1 pitch is grounded into right field for a base hit by Brett Gardner. Gardner's been on base 4 times, 3 walks and 1 hit. So here's Judge.
You know, it's Gardner, 20+ home runs, could do it, but he knows right now he is the table setter for the power of this lineup. Maybe then Jacoby Ellsbury on the disabled list. He may never play again for the Yankees.
First pitch is a strike to Judge. Yeah, Jacoby Ellsbury has 2 years left on a huge contract after this year. He's going to get paid no matter what. Bounce to second. Lowrie, Simeon, and that's the ball game. So Blake Treinen comes in, gets a big out in the 8th, gets the 3 outs in the 9th. And Blake Treinen gets his 6th save, and Kendall Graveman gets win number 1 here in 2018. So a great start to this road trip, as it's 10 games, and the A's will take game 1 by a final score of 10-5. 3 hours and 2 minutes was your time of game. The crowd tonight here at Yankee Stadium, 43,093. So handshakes all around for the green and gold. The Athletics beat the Yankees 10-5. Time now for A's post-game live. Let's head back to the studio.